All right, Jose, so we have two new images here. Upon looking on your artist statement, you talk about why you do photography, and you talk about it in a really general tone right now. So I think what we need to look at as far as your artist statement is that it's specific to this series, but it's not like a bio, which is more of what I'm seeing here. This is why you're interested in photography. But what we need to see is, why are you making this work? Why are you taking these images? What do you want to tell us about this place or about you that's reflected in this work? So an artist statement for this body of work needs to be established. And I'd like to work on that with you over the course of the next couple of weeks as you go into your midterm, so that you have that refined moving into your midterm. Like, why are you photographing these places? Why, especially in your beginning images, why do they look so lonely? What are you trying to communicate with that? Why do you often have a single or a standout structure within that? Why do you shoot at these different times of day? Those are things that would be addressed in your artist statement. All right, now looking at these two new images, they both look like they're older, actually. It looks like this was taken on September 16th, and this was also taken on September 16th. So they shouldn't need to be newer images shot in the last week. So is this the same time these were? Yeah, so these are taken the same time your Module 2 assignment was taken. Okay, well, that kind of makes sense because, well, first, let's be clear, that's not allowed for assignments. Images always need to be new for your assignments, right? So you won't be getting credit for this. You can reshoot if you want to start to build this out a little bit more, but you won't be getting credit for it because it's an academic honesty issue. Now, looking at these images in regards to the rest of your images, it really seems like we're working with two different bodies of work. So these images, starting here, all look like they're from a local park. They look like you've want to explore the different history, maybe what's happened at these parks. This is the remnants of something that was there. Here we can see you're showing neighborhoods and people's access to the river. Here we're seeing the ducks, but again, people's access to the river. Where your other images were much more about the larger landscape. So these seem more like location oriented, that these are about a place. And these images feel like they're more about an idea, about what you're trying to communicate with the images is more about open space and loneliness and these different topics that are much larger than the specificity of an area. And that's what these images look like. And as we've talked about, and you even mentioned it yourself, that these images are just taken at a different time of day. So that golden color and those pink colors that you're getting in the other images, we're not seeing those in these images. So there's something that's romanticized about these images. And these newer images that you've shot this semester are really grounded in reality. They're documenting a place and a time and not trying to put this idyllic spin on it. So they feel very different to me. And I think you need to make that decision as to what you want to move forward with. Do you want to move forward with this older series and trying to create work that looks more similar to that? Or do you want to have this park specific? Personally, I think the first set of images that you turned in is much more successful. I think it has a larger reach to it. I think it's about bigger issues or bigger concepts, and this newer series is about a specific place. So I would encourage you to go back to exploring areas that are more similar to what you shot in your first images. And that might be tricky to do because you're in a different part of the country and a different landscape. But if you want to continue that, I think you need to start pushing that sooner than later. And hopefully by your midterm, you could have 5 new images that are more similar to those first images.